Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtiprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So we are continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 8, prayers by Queen Kunti and Parīkṣit saved. Text number 5 onwards. Sadhvitva ajat shatro swam rajyam kim hirtam shaha. The clever Duryodhan and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthir, who had no enemy. Praise of the Lord, the recovery was executed by him. Others also died, the duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. So, that game of dice in Hastinapur, and then afterwards, when Dushasan and Duryodhan tried to disrobe Draupadi, that was the climax of Mahabharata. Actually, because of that, the shloka says, the others also died, the duration of life having decreased for the rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. So it is clear from the scriptures that the ladies should not be mishandled, should not be exploited, should not be taken advantage of. They should be respected, they should be provided safety too. But these days, we know the situation, and all over the world, it's the same situation. In the glorious days, or before the advent of age of Kali, the Brahmins, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, the protection of the Brahmins maintains the institution of Varna and Ashram, the most scientific culture for attainment of spiritual life. The protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food, that is milk, for maintaining the finer tissues of the brain, for understanding higher aims of life. The protection of women maintains the chastity of society, by which we can get a good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. So it's just not babies being born. We have to have proper generation, a very responsible generation to come and take care of the society. The protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children begins from the very day of begetting a child by the purificatory process of Garbhadhan Sanskar, the beginning of pure life. So that's how the children were conceived earlier days. There was a Garbhadhan Sanskar even before the child was conceived. So at the day of conception, the sanskar was done so that the pure soul only will come with pure consciousness, will come and reside in that womb. The protection of the old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for better life after death. So all these protections were supposed to be given. But in the kingdom of Duryodhan, somehow these things were lacking. And especially during the war, because and like in the shloka it says, because they mishandled Queen Draupadi, so many people, their age was reduced. Age is not just we've been given this number of breaths, that is our age. It can reduce by our committing offenses and by us leading a sinful life. The age, the piety, the opulence, everything can reduce. So one has to be very careful while living. This complete outlook is based on factors leading to successful humanity as against a civilization of polished cats and dogs. The killing of the above mentioned innocent creatures is totally forbidden because even by insulting them, one loses one's duration of life. Even by insulting them. Children, old people, women, Brahmins, and cows. So we should not be harsh towards our children also. Of course, we have to discipline them, but that's we have to figure out a way. Not being harsh and still discipline them. In the age of Kali, they are not properly protected, and therefore the duration of life of the present generation has shortened considerably. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that when the women become unchaste for want of proper protection, there are unwanted children called Varnsankar. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster in the duration of life. Dushasana, a brother of Duryodhan, insulted Draupadi, an ideal chaste lady, and therefore the miscreants died untimely. These are some of the stringent laws of the Lord mentioned above. So that's how it happened. या जित्वा अश्वमेधस्तं त्रिभिरुत्तम कल्पक तद्यश पावनम दिक्षु शतम अन्योरिवातनोत. Lord Shri Krishna caused three well performed Ashmed Yagyas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthira, and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 such sacrifices. So, Indra, whose name is Purandar, this time Indra is a position, and the person who's on that position is Purandar. So previously he had done 100 Ashmed Yagyas, and that's why he got a chance to be Indra in this lifetime. This is something like the preface to the performance of Ashmed Yagya by Maharaj Yudhishthira. The comparison of Maharaj Yudhishthira to the king of heaven is significant. The king of heaven is thousands and thousands of times greater than Maharaj Yudhishthira in opulence. Yet the fame of Maharaj Yudhishthira was not less. The reason is that Maharaj Yudhishthira was a pure devotee of the Lord, and by his grace only was King Yudhishthira on the level of the king of heaven, even though he performed only 3 yagyas, whereas the king of heaven performed 100. That is a prerogative of the devotee of the Lord. The Lord is equal to everyone, but a devotee of the Lord is more glorified because he is always in touch with the All Great. The sun rays are equally distributed, but there are some places which are always dark. This is not due to the sun, but to the receptive power. Similarly, those who are cent percent devotees of the Lord get the full-fledged mercy of the Lord, which is always equally distributed everywhere. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is considered as equally famous as Indra, although he did only 3 Ashmed Yagyas. Why? Because he is a pure devotee of the Lord. So somebody might ask that, going back to the game of dice, then Maharaj Yudhishthira is a pure devotee of the Lord. Why did he put Draupadi as a wager in that game of dice? Why did he wage Draupadi? Many reasons are given. Many technical reasons are given, but then the ultimate reason is he's a pure devotee of the Lord. So Krishna's Yog Maya was working on him. Krishna had to him to do these things. Just like Arjun was in the war and he refused to fight. So it was Krishna's Yog Maya was working. He wasn't under Mahamaya that he refused to fight. Krishna's Yog Maya worked, so the Bhagavad Gita could be spoken. So with the pure devotees, this is what happens. Krishna really controls all their senses. He is Rishikesh. Rishikesh means the lord of the senses. But in the case of pure devotees, he is controller of all their senses. So they cannot do anything wrong. But then again, we have to see who's a pure devotee. Like when we read Nectar of Devotion, there are three categories of devotees: Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari, and Uttamadikari. So different symptoms are given for each category. But one thing we have to understand: only a pure devotee can understand who or recognize who else is a pure devotee or not. It's not like I'm sitting here and I can call everybody a pure devotee, and he would be recognized as a pure devotee. It could be my humility. It could be my, or maybe I'm just being what they call sycophant, just to buttering, doing the buttering, or maybe I have some ulterior motive, whatever. So a person like me cannot understand who's a pure devotee. So only pure devotee can understand who's a pure devotee. So we have to be very careful. Of course, in comparison to us, somebody might be purer, relatively, which is okay, which we have to look at everybody like that to give proper respect. But we have to be very careful when we call everybody a pure devotee. We all are struggling in this path. Amantre Pandu Putransha Shaneyod Uddhav Samyitaha Dvapayanadibhir Vipra Pujita Pratipujitaha. Lord Shri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He was leaving for Dwarka. He invited the sons of Pandu after having been worshipped by the Brahmins headed by Srila Vyasadeva. The Lord also reciprocated greetings. Apparently, Lord Shri Krishna was a Kshatriya and was not worshipable by the Brahmins, but the Brahmins present there, headed by Srila Vyasadeva, all knew him to be the personality of Godhead, and therefore they worshipped him. The Lord reciprocated the greetings just to honor the social order that a Kshatriya is obedient to the orders of the Brahmins. Although Lord Shri Krishna was always offered the respects due the Supreme Lord from all responsible quarters, the Lord never deviated from the customary usages between the four orders of society. The Lord purposely observed all these social customs so that others would follow him in the future. So they would respect him as the Supreme Lord, and Krishna would respect them back as because they were Brahmins, and he was playing the role of a Kshatriya. Text 8. Gantum Kritamatir Brahman Dwarkam Ratamastita Upleve Abhidhavantim Uttaram Bhai Vihvalam. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwarka, he saw Uttara hurrying toward him in fear. We had this question yesterday that what about the Brahmastra that was released by Ashwatthama on Uttara? So this is the second Brahmastra that is coming towards Mother Uttara. All the members of the family of the Pandavas were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord. And therefore, the Lord protected all of them in all circumstances. So, this is the beauty of devotees. Although Arjun has Gandhi and Bhim had his own Gada, and Nakul Sahadev had their own weapons, Sudeshwar Maharaj too, but they were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord. They fully surrendered. The Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon him is especially looked after by the Lord. The father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on the father. But this surrender, this dependence, it doesn't come artificially, and it doesn't come all of a sudden. We have to gradually, slowly let it develop. And we cannot imitate somebody else because this is where the heart comes in. How pure we are, how purified our consciousness is. It's all in the heart. Now look at Uttara. The Brahmastra is coming towards her, and first what she does, she glorifies Krishna. Uttara uvacha pahi pahi mahayogin dev dev jagatpate nanyam tvadabhayam pashye yatra mrityu parasparam. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me. Protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Although Arjun was there, Arjun is Abhimanyu's father. Although Arjun was there and all other Pandavas were there, but Uttara ran towards whom? Krishna. Because she knew only Krishna can save her, can protect her. So this is a prayers to Krishna. This material world is a world of duality in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of the material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are his absolute servitors. So this is material world and the spiritual world. Material world, it's full of duality. Duality means there is difference between body and soul. And in Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, it is mentioned, because of this duality, we are always afraid in this material world. Because we think we are this body, and to protect the body, we do all kinds of things to for the to give comfort to the body. We gather so many things, and when they are lost or we try to protect them, we are always afraid. So that's why this material world is a place for duality, and everybody is afraid. Bhayam dvitya binimeshita syat. But in the spiritual world, nobody is afraid because there is no duality. Everybody is spirit soul. Everybody has a spiritual body. So what is to be afraid of? In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others, and death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and spirit. The Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. So, very important. Abhidravati Mamisha Sharastaptayaso Vibho Kamam Dahatu Mamnatha Mame Garbho Nipatyatam. O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. So this was her prayer. She could see that the Brahmastra approaching her very fast, and then she's praying to Krishna, if I have to die, it's okay, but please save the embryo. This incident took place after the death of Abhimanyu, the husband of Uttara. Abhimanyu's widow, Uttara, should have followed the path of her husband. But because she was pregnant and Maharaj Parīkṣit, a great devotee of the Lord, was lying in the embryo, she was responsible for his protection. The mother of a child has a great responsibility in giving all protection to the child, and therefore Uttara was not ashamed to express this frankly before Lord Krishna. Uttara was a daughter of a great king, the wife of a great hero, and student of a great devotee. Student of a great devotee means she was student of Arjun, actually. And later she was the mother of a good king also. So she was fortunate in every respect. So here, look at Mother Uttara. So she is begging to Krishna to protect her embryo. And Kali Yuga, there's so many abortions take place every year. And the laws are being passed that abortion is legal. Okay, up to this month, abortion is legal. After this month, it cannot happen. So this is Kali Yuga, really. Mothers are killing their own baby in the womb. Or many times, if they are so afraid, or if they cannot kill, if that time has passed, that after this, these many months, you cannot kill the baby in the womb. Then as soon as the baby is born, they leave the baby at wherever. And many times they leave the baby in the trash. How can they do that? But this is really Kali Yuga. And that's why in some place Prabhupada said that because in Bhagavatam it is said that average age of man is decreasing in Kali Yuga. As the Kali Yuga progresses, average age will decrease. So somebody came and argued with Prabhupada. No, look at the age in America these days. It's increasing. But then Prabhupada said you have to take into consideration how many abortions take place every year in America. So you have to calculate average age by considering those abortions also. And then definitely you can see the average age is decreasing. But the abortion is considered such a simple thing. No? I mean, we go inside, the baby is there, where we say, oh, it's just a piece of flesh, and we just kill it. But it is so sinful, so sinful. Look at the baby, he's so helpless, he cannot even protect himself. And he's sitting so comfortably in the womb of his mother that she will protect me. And then all of a sudden he sees whatever the instruments are coming in and just crushing the skull of that baby. And the baby dies. How sinful it is for the mother and for the doctor and other nurses and everybody who help in killing this baby. It's more than a murder. Murder is at least the person is well grown and he can protect himself. The baby in the womb cannot even protect himself. And then we feel very advanced. Oh, we just got the abortion done. No big deal. And why we get it done? So that because it hampers our sense gratification. So we get the abortion done. At least animals are more advanced than us, than human beings. At least they don't go for abortion. They don't go to the doctor for abortion. They let it happen naturally, whatever happens. So text 11. Sutuvacha upadharya vachastasya bhagwan bhaktavatsala pandavam idam kartum droner sram abudhyata. Suta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Shri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwathama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandav family. The Lord is... somebody's mic got on. The Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. The Pandav family was a family of devotees and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhan and established the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Therefore he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parīkṣit, who was lying in the embryo. He did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees. So Krishna had to protect his devotees, especially this family of Pandavas. And look at the family here. For Arjun, he put him in distress and Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And his grandson, Parīkṣit Maharaj, was put in such a situation that Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken. What an exalted family. And Krishna protected both Arjun and Parīkṣit Maharaj. Tare vat muni shreshta pandava panchasayakan atmano mukhandiptan alakshya srani upadadu. Or foremost among the great thinkers, Muni Shonak, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. So all the Pandavas, they took up their weapons to fight with this Brahmastra, because there was no time that Arjun could shoot Brahmastra from his bow. So they just took up the regular weapons. The Brahmastra finer than the nuclear weapons. Ashwatthama discharged the Brahmastra simply to kill the Pandavas, namely the 5 brothers headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira and their only grandson, who was lying within the womb of Uttara. Therefore, the Brahmastra, more effective and finer than the atomic weapons, was not as blind as the atomic bombs. When the atomic bombs are discharged, they do not discriminate between the target and others. Mainly, the atomic bombs do harm to the innocent because there is no control. The Brahmastra is not like that. It marks out the target and proceeds accordingly without harming the innocent. So this is how focused this Brahmastra weapon is. So I think we should stop here. See anybody is in question, because the story will go on further. So any questions or comments? Boy, that's a pin drop silence in the class.
No audio, Prabhuji.
You have to turn on your audio.
Last 10 minutes and we have not been able to hear anything.
Really?
No, Prabhuji, you are
Last
audible.
10 minutes we have not been able to.
Yeah, you are audible.
Was I audible throughout the class?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ashok Prabhuji,
Maybe
I think
something wrong with my phone.
I think you have to travel with me everywhere. So, Subhu Prabhu, any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
No comments, Prabhuji.
Well, yeah, I always look for your expert comments.
No, I'm still learning.
Okay, thank you. Harinath Prabhu, you're saying something?
Hare Krishna. No question, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Oh, okay. Chalo, I guess then we can stop the class. You all have a wonderful day. Thinking about how Krishna can protect his devotees from Brahmastra. So how it's not difficult for him to protect us from whatever day-to-day dangers we face. Only thing we have to take shelter of him. That's all. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji.